Hello and welcome back to Utterly Unfiltered with Tash and
Cara.
Thank you so much for coming back for another episode.
Yeah.
Happy Monday.
Ooh, is there such a thing?
It's a happy Monday. I don't know, how are you feeling this Monday?
Wonderful. Delightful. No, feeling better as the day progresses, actually.
Yes,
This has been fun. This has been good. It's getting me out of my slump a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, happy Mondays. Let's make that a thing. Mondays should be happy. That's the point of life. No day ending in Y should be unhappy. Although that's not realistic. But
Isn't
anyways.
that all the days?
Exactly.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
My brain was just having a moment. It's like when they ask the question of like, what is it, like how many months in the year don't have an E in them or something, and I'm just like, what are you asking me right now?
I don't think January has an E in it.
How many end in Ember?
September, November, December. 3?
October.
No, that's... and Ber or Ember?
Oh, yeah, you're...
Okay, let's just...
September.
Okay,
Anyways.
Right, this is all about why you are the prize. Why you are the prize.
Yes.
Because you are the prize.
This episode, we thought we'd do some light dating advice, you know, we're just going to sprinkle. We haven't really urged into...
Fairy dust.
We haven't verged into this territory just yet.
Ooh.
But we were just thinking about, you know, what girlhood looks like in your 20s, and
Yep.
for some people that looks like dating, and you know, we thought we'd just sprinkle a little bit of our relationship advice in there, if we're qualified to give any at all, that is. But.
Yes, but making sure that you don't lose your value in that.
Yes.
That's the ultimate point, isn't it? It's like why you are the prize.
Yeah, we're focusing on, it's cuffing season at the moment, you know. Everyone's, you know,
Feathers are
for
puffing out, and
yeah, they're looking for their
Christmas
winter,
soulmate,
winter snuggle buddy, and so we just thought we'd give you some discernment advice.
What does that mean?
Discernment.
That's a good word.
It's like not seeing things through rose-colored glasses, like seeing things for how they truly are, and like evaluating them.
So that's a good thing. I love to romanticize shit, though. That's what keeps me sometimes happy in life.
Well, I think that's what a lot of women are like, actually.
Yeah.
You know?
But it does often lead me into situations where it's maybe not very suitable for my mental health, because I'm thinking of everything really, positive, rainbow.
Well, I think
sparkles.
We have a tendency as women to romanticize our men in general.
Or women.
Or women, yes, you know, whoever. And I think that because we have this hope, this idea that perhaps things could play out like we want them to. And also I think we listen to a lot of, you know, movies and songs growing up that scream romance, and you know, the white knight on the knight on the white horse,
knight in shining armor
type thing. And so that's what our perception of romance is growing up.
It's true.
And I think that perhaps reality is not always exactly the same.
Nor should it be, right?
I
think actually finding, because the thrill of romance is one thing, and I think that's how sometimes people fall into situationships or relationships or jobs or events, because they think it's going to be this amazing thing, and they maybe miss the whole sort of, I know it sounds boring, but the mundane, consistent, compassionate, gentle love that's quiet, doesn't always scream in your face with flowers and music and beatboxes in the air, but it's there for you, and it serves you. So maybe that's a little bit about what we'll touch on. But 100%. I think we should do a little bit of something else first. Ooh.
Tell me.
Maybe we should do a game. We haven't really done a game before, have we?
Oh my god, yes.
Kill, marry, avoid. Let's do it. We hadn't planned this at all.
I literally was about to have a nap, and now I'm like, I'm ready to go.
That's what we needed.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay, I need to
kill,
think
marry,
of...
avoid or snog, marry, avoid.
Oh yeah, maybe let's keep it...
Or snog, marry,
snog, marry, kiss,
marry,
snog.
kiss, or kill me. Yeah, marry, kiss, kill.
I'm betting on all three. Everything comes back to Taylor Swift. Truth, dare, spin, bottle. You know how to bowl. I know Aristotle.
Okay.
Taylor would be proud. Probably not.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so let's make it like celebrity version, because we
Okay.
don't want it to be
I don't
real,
know
because that would be mean.
celebrity
That's fine. Okay, Taylor Swift,
Yes.
Sabrina Carpenter,
Yes.
Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh,
but not kill.
no, I'd
Song
kill
marry.
Olivia Rodrigo any day.
Or kill. Okay.
Um,
Beef.
marry Taylor Swift.
Vegan. You can't have any beef.
Marry Taylor Swift. Kiss Sabrina Carpenter. Kill Olivia Rodrigo.
I'd-
Sorry, Olivia, but I mean, for one, you're a child. It would be basically cradle snatching at this point.
Sabrina Carpenter's the same age. I'm sure they're the same
No,
age.
she's not. No, she's not. She's not like a teenager.
But neither is Olivia
she's in her,
Rodrigo's like
I
24.
feel like she's in her mid-late 20s. Sabrina Carpenter.
Maybe she just looks like a child.
She
Anyways,
looks young. I don't think she's. I'm gonna Google it.
Google it, and I really think that they are the same age because I feel like that's why people try and put them against each other. Put them against each other.
Sabrina Carpenter's 25.
Okay.
She is younger than I thought. To be fair.
Oh, she is
Olivia
stunning though.
Rodrigo is.
I could kiss her any
21.
day.
See, she's a baby.
Okay.
She's a baby.
It's legal, but okay.
Creepy.
Do you know what? I would go the same
Yeah.
because I would just love to spend my life with Taylor Swift, and I'd have songs written about me. I'd be a muse.
You would.
And then Sabrina Carpenter is just sexy. And then Olivia Rodrigo, I love her, but I just don't know a lot about her. So I'm sorry. I would also kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
No,
No, I wouldn't kill anyone. I don't mean that. Like, take it back. I wouldn't kill anyone. But in
You don't know
in
how
the
this
context
game
of the
works,
game,
do you?
yeah. Sorry, I'm just being a bit too lame. Okay, you go.
You're the one who suggested this.
I know. I'm excited. I like it.
Okay, I will do. Okay, marry, kiss, kill. Robert Pattinson, Taylor Lautner.
It's because you watched Twilight for the first time ever, so you're a few years late to this, but that's
I
fine.
am. Wait, I need to find Liam Hemsworth.
Ooh. Okay. I would marry Taylor Lautner because absolutely had a thing for him, and he's meant to be just a really decent human being. He's meant to be really nice. I think he'd treat you well. He'd treat you well. I would probably. I'd snog Liam Hemsworth because.
So gorgeous.
But and yeah, Robert never really did it for me. I can see the appeal, especially when he was a vamp, but not in real life. That was me being a vamp. Want your blood?
I'm terrified.
But you should be.
Okay, yeah, Faz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, I have to say.
Same.
Although I don't know if I don't know if I'd marry. No, the thing is, I love Liam Hemsworth so much. He's my celebrity crush, but I still don't know who's to blame
for Miley.
For Miley.
I know. Flowers, you
not
know.
gonna lie, Miley herself, cuckoo. But so you know, I don't know whose side to be on. So.
I don't think she's cuckoo. I actually have respect for her.
That's because you're a Disney girl, but I'm not. So
Yeah, maybe.
Therefore, I have more discernment than you.
But also, I am very... Oh, yeah, there's that word creeping in. I also do think that she did something really different in the age of being told what she should and shouldn't do and what's acceptable, and I really fucking respect that from a music perspective.
Swinging naked on a wrecking ball.
Yeah, because why the fuck not? If you want to swing naked on a wrecking ball, you do it, Miley. I would marry you.
It was pretty
I
iconic,
wouldn't.
I have to say.
Yeah, it was
pretty
iconic.
Yeah, it was.
It was a bit interesting.
Okay, go again.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do boy and girl now.
Yeah, do a mix.
Do a mix. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Okay, it's coming to me. I'm just trying to decide what angle to go for. Like, are we gonna go a little bit like older, but maybe that's a bit creepy? We're gonna stick with like sort of our rough age. I'm not so sure. Okay, I'm gonna go for Zac Efron. Mm-hmm. Sydney Sweeney. Do you know
yes.
her?
Yeah.
Or Hugh Grant. Let's just throw a older gentleman, mature gentleman in there.
Oh, okay. Who's the first one again?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron, Sydney Sweeney, Hugh Grant. This is hard because the thing is that
One's old, one's got a dodgy face, and one's a woman. Not old, I'm sorry.
Okay. You know, I feel bad. I'm sorry, Zach, but something's happened.
I know.
Oh god!
I'm gonna make you cry.
I'm just crying. Yeah, I literally make Cara sob.
Something's happened.
happened. And unfortunately, you know what? Did you ever watch Down to Earth?
Oh my god, I can't get over that.
The TV show Down to Earth with Zac Efron.
Oh no.
It was about like different like places around the world.
Yes, I know of the concept and I've seen an episode.
He was so hot in that. And as the first time I actually fancied him, because I didn't really fancy him in High School Musical. I definitely more fancied Chad than I did him.
Oh yeah, fairs. Yeah. Chad was sexy.
But yeah, he was really hot in that show, and now I'm afraid no, it's just
You'd kill him.
You'd
kill him.
Yeah, I'd kill him.
Okay.
So let's just cut to the chase.
Okay.
So I think I would probably have to marry Sydney Sweeney. I feel like we might have like a nice, a friendship marriage,
Yeah.
like when
do
you
each other's makeup.
Yeah, just
Give each other some love.
Just
do some more makeup. Buy some clothes.
And I would probably kiss Hugh Grant.
I think I'd be exactly the same as you.
Yeah. I feel like a few years ago I would have said marry Zac Efron, but
a few years ago I would have said marry Hugh Grant,
there.
but it's just he's a bit old.
Yeah. Although
sugar daddy
for the money.
Yeah. Depends on your.
Yeah.
Ooh, it does depend on your
I actually
incentive.
did have a sugar daddy proposition in my DMs
Did
yesterday.
you?
Yeah.
Ooh, was it one of those lovely creepy? I'll be your sugar daddy if you.
It was something along the lines of, are you looking for a sugar daddy, just for shopping and meetups, no sexual favors?
Oh.
So I was like, yeah, go on.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So I haven't responded, shockingly.
I'm shocked.
But,
wow.
yeah.
Because that was definitely legitimate.
Yeah,
An
100%.
actual real person behind that message who just genuinely cares about you enough from a bar of soap to offer you money for nothing. Yeah, cool. Cool.
So funny.
Okay, do you want to do one last one before we get into it?
Yes, one last one. I'm going to do... did you ever watch Scooby-Doo growing up?
Reggie?
So,
Reggie?
Shaggy, Fred, or Scooby-Doo?
Cartoon version or... Well, no, hold on. I can't choose Scooby because he's a dog.
Okay.
That would be like...
Okay. Fred, Shaggy, God, I can't think of his name, or Daphne.
But now, is this cartoon or is this the live action?
Either.
Okay. Ooh.
Not the actors, the characters.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Shaggy would just... Daphne, I don't know. She pissed me off a little bit because I think she's just a bit too know-it-all-y.
No, that's Velma.
Oh, that's Velma. Oh, Daphne's kind of... But she's still a bit...
She's the
stuck
princess.
up, no? Yeah, she's the princess. I don't know if I could deal with a princess.
You want to be the princess.
I want to be the princess.
That's fair.
So, I'm sorry. You might have to go. Shaggy would be a fun time. Fred.
The name.
Yeah, it's the name. Or maybe it's like, would be a letdown though, because maybe you have high expectations and then... Although I think rough, the rough kind of like grizzly vibe. Oh God.
We have descended into madness over here.
Okay, I should have introduced this game at the same time loving it. I would marry Fred. Because he's got that sort of smooth criminal vibe.
Yeah.
And I think he's a sophisticated gentleman.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, who would you go for?
Oh, are you asking me? Oh God, that was a hard question.
You chose them.
Yeah, but I chose them for you, not for me.
Oh, I thought we both did
I don't
both.
think I'd marry Fred. I think he'd be annoying.
Yeah, possibly.
He's like too he's like Joey from Friends. He cares too much about his looks.
You'd go woof.
Yeah, I might have to. Oh, but then I'd be married. But then I'd basically have a toddler as a husband. That'd be so annoying.
Maybe you'd have to go for Daphne.
I don't know. I don't think I like any of them.
Oh, great choices then, Tash.
Just kill
Let's
them all.
move on. Okay, cool. Tash just wants to commit mass murder at this point. Back to you being the prize.
Yes. All right. So a little dating advice from us today in preparation for cuffing season.
Okay. Right. Do you want to take it away? You go first on this one.
Sure, I can go first. I thought you were laughing then.
I want to because that is just hilarious. Something happened.
Yeah, I mean, Cara and I are both in relationships, so we are not currently dating.
Not the best to give advice,
but I have dated in the past, and so I have a little bit, just a tad of experience. I think one thing that I learned from dating was like I would come back from dates. I always say this to my friends who are single as well. we're like going on dates with people and like they come back and they're like, I don't know. I always say like a lot of the time I will have like a good date with someone, but when I actually come home and like debrief with my housemate or my friend about it, I realize I had a good date because I'm fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes we have this with friendships as well. Like you'll like hang out with a friend or whatever, and you'll be like, that was so good, and it's like, yeah, because I'm fun to be around.
Yeah.
Like I'm spontaneous. I
You are fun
initiate
to be
things.
around.
Like thanks, hon.
You are very fun. I love my time with you.
And I think sometimes like we can like see a situation as positive because the vibe is positive, but actually if you're the one bringing the vibe, then like how much are they adding? And if on a day where you're not 100%, are they really going to add to that situation or like add to your life in any way?
I'm amazed that you can bring a vibe when it's not matched though, because I feel like I can absolutely bring a vibe, but it needs to be the right people. Like if I'm bringing something and I'm like going and I'm like being me and I'm having a great time, if they're not matching me in that, I lose it very quickly.
I agree with you to some extent. I think for sure, like people, if the person's giving me nothing, then obviously that would not be fun. But it's more so like if you can initiate fun, as in like you can initiate a good vibe, you come on in your best form, and you're chatty, you're friendly, you ask a lot of good questions, you say yes to
you're
things,
in a good place.
you're in a good place, the other person's more likely to match that yes. But if you weren't doing those things, would they? And I think, don't get me wrong, like obviously if you never give them an opportunity, then that's fine. Like, then obviously they can't show you that they can match you in that way. But oftentimes there are opportunities. Like, are you the one asking all the questions, or are they asking the questions back? Yes. Are you the one suggesting, do you want to go here next? Or are they suggesting something back, Yeah, that's what I mean.
Can I put that in the context of friendship? Because I have, I suppose, more examples of that. They are definitely, and not even friendships, relationships, familial even. But there's definitely times when I've put a lot in and possibly haven't gotten as much out of it. And then you kind of get a feeling of being depleted rather than topped up.
Yeah.
I think that's a great indication. Like if you leave a situation that you've just spent some time with someone and you feel energized by it, I think that's a really good indication that you've had a good time and you've bounced off each other. If you leave that situation feeling like, like I'm drained and I'm not feeling great about myself, and I feel like that's also a really good, that's a good way of capturing whether you actually did have a good time. Because sometimes you think that sometimes you can enjoy someone's company but not necessarily feel valued by them, or that you've gotten it's a very different vibe. You can like someone and appreciate someone and have a good time with them, but did they give you anything back that made you actually take something away from that?
100%. And I think that's like that concept for sure. I think that sometimes like, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but like desperation can create settling. Like if you're like feeling like, oh my goodness, am I ever going to find the one? Am I ever going to meet the person I'm looking for?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like you're desperate, but like that kind of, I need this thing in my life in order to be happy or in order to reach the next stage. And a lot of people feel that way about partnership, right? Because it is just one of those things that most people have a goal of having at some point in their life for hopefully majority of it. So therefore it's a normal thing to crave. But I think that can create this idea of like, you're looking at this ratty ass man in front of you and you're like, oh my God, he's like my dream man. You have these rose colored glasses on, Shaggy. And you're just like, you're turning literally Shaggy into Mr. Darcy in front of you because you want them to be that person, because they give you signs that they could be as well.
Yes.
I think sometimes as well, it's like, oh, well, they have this and this and this that I'm looking for. And therefore, like, they could turn into this. Yeah. It's like, unless they are that right now in front of you, they will never be that. So give up. Like,
true. And also, don't you think that when it's people that you really want to be that for you, you make excuses for them, or you look and you find things that aren't there? So, for example, like if someone gives you like, even just doesn't give you much, but gives you like a little, like a bit of tactile reassurance, or gives you a hug, or says something nice, like compliments you, and you're gonna, in your mind, if you really like them and you wanted to go somewhere, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, like they told me they like my hair, it must mean that they like me. Or you do the opposite and you ignore the signs where actually like you're always the one coming to them, you're always texting them first, you're always initiating, you're the one who's giving them gifts or positive reinforcement. are they actually doing anything back?
No, they're giving you just enough
To make
keep
you
it going.
Yeah, and maybe they're not even doing it intentionally. Maybe they have no interest in pursuing anything with you. I'm not saying it's always like people are leading you on, but maybe they're just being nice to you.
Yeah.
And you're taking it as, oh my God, like they're obsessed with me.
Or maybe that's all they can give. And in that case, if you want more, that's not who you want.
True.
Because not everybody is looking for the same thing that you're looking for. And not everybody has thought enough about what they want to be willing to give you, to be like, right, that's the person I want, and therefore I'm going to give you everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you meet people at every different stage of their journey. And, like, you might be at the stage where you're like, right, I know exactly what I want. I'm looking for this, this, and this. And when you go on a date with someone and you're like, right, they tick all of these boxes, but they're not giving me quite as much as I would expect. It's because they're not at that stage yet. Yeah. They're still at the stage of deciding what those boxes look like for them. Yes. What do they really want? They're still exploring.
Or working on themselves first, which I think you need to pay a little bit respect to and maybe not take it so personally, because if that person is acknowledging that they're just not in that place to give you what you need, let them do them, you know, as much as you should do you. But a big one for me is that I've experienced before is the gap between obsession and like, actually, do you want this person for who they are, or is it because you can't have them? You know, that like thing that we do as humans where we want what we can't have, and we love everything about this person and they're not giving us much back, and that's why we're obsessed with them. Obsession does not equal love. No. I don't think that a positive relationship is obsessive. I really don't think it is. Yes, of course you have that initial attraction and you want to know what they're doing on the weekends, and you know, you're interested in their life and you're texting them a lot. Like, yeah, that's normal. Like, if you're interested in someone, that's going to happen. But to be obsessed to the point where like you lose sleep, or it ruins your day if they don't say hi to you in the car park, or you're constantly checking their stories, or you're posting stories. Yeah. I've definitely done that before, where I've like posted stories hoping that one person literally, there's like memes about it. It's quite hilarious. It makes me feel not so psycho because I know other people do it too, where it's like well, you'll post a story to like 100 stories just for that, to hundreds of people just for one person to see it.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. That's obsessive.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think actually, I think well, I can ask you the question too, but in my experience, if I've ever felt that way, it's usually because there's a reason that I can't have them.
Yeah. And
therefore there's a kind of level of like pride involved there, or like, you know, if I can win them, then I'll have that validation, rather than actually thinking about like, do I actually care about that person at all?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it's easier to think of like, if someone makes you feel good about yourself, that's not necessarily a reflection on your compatibility with them, or them as a person that you like. But it's like, it's easy to get lost in that, oh cool, you make me feel good about myself because you pay me compliments and you're nice to me, and you're attractive or whatever, like you make me feel. But that doesn't mean that that's a reciprocal relationship that can start and flourish.
Definitely. In fact, if anything, that says that you need to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Find that love within yourself, because the reason that you like them is because they make you feel good about themselves.
Yes.
But actually, once one day you do get to a point where you do feel good about yourself, you're going to get nothing from them.
That's true.
Because you don't need that anymore, and there's nothing else that if you don't feel that way back, there's nothing there, you know?
And so it's separating the person from the way they make you feel, and that can work in the opposite effect as well, which I might have already touched on this. But if you really like them as a person but they don't make you feel good about yourself, that's also a non-starter.
Yeah.
Like, if you think, oh my god, you are the shit, like you are so fucking cool and I love you, but I end up feeling bad about myself because you're not giving me anything, or because you're not paying me attention, or you're not asking me questions about my life, soz.
Yeah,
goodbye.
It's got to be an equal balance.
You like them and they make you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of really hard to find sometimes, isn't it? Feels like it is. It's out there though, guys. It is out there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think, I think that there's just, we named this episode, and if we'll put it on there, it's like, you are the prize. But I think this is like the biggest thing to remember is that no relationship or friendship or anything can make you love yourself more. So instead of focusing on trying to convince somebody to love you or focusing on the validation you get from somebody else, focus that on how you can get that validation from yourself and then add someone else into the mix, you know?
Which I agree with, and I think relates a bit to one of our other podcasts about how to be that woman in 2025. For me, it was all about...
That's not out yet.
That's not out yet. But it's all about focusing on myself as my counterpart. So solo dates and investing my time and energy into taking myself out, treating myself to self-care activities, making myself feel special. I think it's putting it back on you.
Well, yeah, because if you give yourself that level of respect and care, then nothing that doesn't give you that equal amount will ever catch your interest or your eye.
That's so true. Or alternatively, will never make you feel worse about yourself because you don't have it, because you'll have built up this fortress of self-love, which ultimately should be the prerequisite before you start any healthy relationship. It's like where you are, and life's not always that easy, right?
No, and I think it's also where you are in your journey too, because if I think like of every relationship that I've started, I've been a different person than I am today, if that makes sense. Yeah. But that doesn't mean that I should never have started those relationships. No, you can't wait until you're a fully healed version of yourself to start dating, because, well, no one wants to do that anyway. Like, we all want, companionship, and therefore we wouldn't want that regardless. But I think that's where, like, just that little bit of... It's where having that fortress of, like you said, of yourself comes in handy, because even if, you know, I can think back to a relationship that I never should have got into, that just did nothing for me really, except for, I don't know, attention. Okay. She wanted the goss.
Yeah. It's like, which one?
Which one? Yeah, there's so many, unfortunately.
Not unfortunately.
We have to ask that question.
Fortunately, because you learn from each of them and you experience things. Yeah.
That's true. And also just a hopeless romantic. So.
Yeah. I remember.
Yes. And it was never, you were, and I was never, it never should have happened, right? But it didn't make me feel any worse about myself when it ended, because I already had who I was.
Yes.
This was just an element of my life that, yes, was a mistake, but I learned something from it. And I think that those experiences are fine. Like, go out, date, have fun, like, meet different people, make mistakes.
Yeah,
like,
oh my God, for sure.
That's all part of it.
Yeah.
That's all part of it, for sure. But I think I always see it as like, there's like a wheel of life, right? And if you've ever heard this before, but it's like this concept of like a wheel.
Circle
and
of life.
it there's like it's like a wheel.
Okay.
And in it there's like relationships, like there's like a pie chart. Relationships, friendships, family relationships, health, hobbies, charity, career, finances, something like that, right? If you can work on all those other areas, or at least 50% of them, and have 50% of them down, whether that's you've got really close friends and you've got a little friendship group, you know, a couple of people that you can turn to who are there for you whenever you need them, and you've also got a career that you're happy in, and you've also got a hobby that you enjoy, you play tag rugby every Tuesday or whatever it is, and you've got a little bit of savings. Nothing crazy here, you know, just some nice things in your life. If a man comes in and out, or a woman comes in and out of that relationship, of that wheel of life, nothing terrible happens. You know what I mean?
You've got a solid foundation.
You've got a solid foundation of things. You've got friends you can lean on. You've got a career to distract you. You've got a hobby that will give you joy. And whatever mistakes you make, or whatever lessons you learn, or whatever, you know, good or bad feelings you have from dating, because it can be bad as well as good. So it's not all fairy tales out there.
And roses.
So it's heartbreak at the end of the day. And so you can still go on with the rest of your life. Cara's like, no.
But yes, true.
And know that you've still got yourself, you know? And I think that is like so key, is just to not put everything. I hear too much like online of like, you know, people saying like, my whole life fell apart when. It's like, okay, so I've had 3 relationships end. My whole life did not fall apart.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't put all my all into them.
Sure.
But because I had other things going on.
Absolutely. Which is the risk you run if you completely throw yourself into one person. You hear those stories as well about like neglecting friendships, or retreating
it
from
all the
hobbies.
time.
You see it.
Yeah.
People immerse themselves in that person. And then that's when that person becomes their world. And then therefore, yes, when they break up, their world is completely, in their mind, destroyed because they haven't sort of, branched out and done other things. But that's another thing about like why you are the prize. If you're ever with someone and you feel like you need to be, or you want to be a different version of yourself to try and meet their needs, or to try and impress them, or to try and be fun for them, or whatever it is that you think they want, firstly, they probably don't want that anyway, because unless you've asked them, and if they've told you that they want that, and then that's not right. But also, that's not sustainable. Like, you need to be yourself and value yourself, because what does that tell yourself, right? Say I'm just obsessed with you, and you just want me to be, I don't know, like a massive, I don't know, like really popular and really friendly with everyone, then I'm trying to do that. And firstly, energy exertion, right?
Yeah.
Too much. Secondly, not sustainable. Never going to keep that up. Thirdly, like, what is that? I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough as I am. Like, if you're not going to like me and take me for as I am, yes, of course, we're always going to have our own flaws and things to work on. And if that person inspires you to be better for yourself, then great. But if they inspire you to be a completely different version of yourself, that's not
No.
No.
And if you're focusing on you, you're more likely to attract somebody who's going to focus on you.
Yes.
But if you're focusing on them, on whoever that is, whoever you've swiped on, whoever you've met, whatever it is, then they're more likely going to focus on them. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I love the magnet analogy, right? I sort of came up with it just in my head now, but I'm sure it exists too, because it would make sense. Because I've got on one of my notes, be magnetic and allow others to come to you, which we touch on all the time. But if you think about a magnet, you have the positive and the negative force, and they attract, right? Because you're both different, and you're both your own person and your own thing, and you attract each other. If you have two positives or two negatives, and you're trying to pull yourselves together, it's not going to work.
No.
Where am I going with that?
I don't know.
Don't force things.
Yeah.
Don't force things. If you're forcing someone to be
I guess you're finding, it's like you're finding your puzzle piece.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have to force it, you're probably going to repel.
Yeah.
It should be natural. It should be that you complement each other.
I like that.
I knew that there was somewhere I wanted to go with that. Yes.
It did work. It was leaning too far towards opposites attract, but
it
actually it managed to turn back around into the correct analogy.
Yeah.
So, well done.
Thanks. This is our 5th podcast?
Fourth.
Oh,
Fourth.
my goodness.
Yeah, we're not even that far gone.
Wowza.
Any final thoughts?
No, because everything in what I said, stay authentic to you. Otherwise you try and be who you think they want you to be instead of yourself. No, I'm just repeating myself. No, I know my final thoughts. No. Be the best.
Lovely.
Just be you.
Yeah, I think my final thoughts are an exercise. Well, actually, I have 2 final thoughts. One, if you have any dating quandaries you want any advice on, hit us up.
Or give us advice at this point.
Drop us a comment.
Yeah.
We don't need advice.
Oh, no, we don't need advice.
Well, I don't know. You might.
Yeah, please. Especially if you're Sydney Sweeney. Can give me advice any day.
Any day.
Yeah. But not if you're Zac Efron, because something happened to you.
No.
Oh, so savage the way you said it.
I'm so sorry, Zach.
Ooh, we should rename this episode into Something Happened to Zac Efron.
No,
let's not do that. That would be mean.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know if you have any dating quandaries. Stick them in our comments, and we will answer them on another episode.
Yep.
And yeah.
And you had an exercise? Did you say you have an exercise?
I did have an exercise.
Ooh.
But it was, we haven't really touched on it, so I feel like I'll say it for another time.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, just remember, you are the prize. You are magnetic. You are the light. And you like that?
That's so cute.
You like that? You are though.
You are the light.
You are the light. So don't let anyone dull your sparkle.
Glow.
Best believe you're still bejeweled.
When you walk in the room, when I walk in the room, I can still make the whole place
shimmer.
And when I meet the band, they ask, do you have a man? I can still say I
don't remember.
Familiar. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of Utterly Unfiltered. I hope you have an amazing week.
Sorry about that one.
And I hope you enjoyed Cara's amazing singing. You might want to...
Parody, I'm trying to be a singer. Lol. Wonder why that's not working out for me.
And you have to listen to her real music, and then you can catch it.
It's a little bit better, I think. Cool. Yes, please come back next week.
Like, subscribe,
follow, comment.
See you next week.